A gentle love story, level, pre-intermediate. In a peaceful town near Green Hills, people lived calm and honest lives. The streets were small and neighbors greeted each other every morning. Lena was one of the most loved people in the town. She was not only beautiful but also lively and humorous. Her presence made places feel warmer. She worked in a flower shop near the main square. Lena enjoyed her job because flowers helped her express emotions without words. Far away, inside a grand palace, lived Prince Adrian. Although he had wealth and status, he often felt empty and misunderstood. The royal family expected him to follow traditions. Marriage was a duty, not a choice. Adrian silently disagreed. One day, Adrian decided to visit nearby towns in simple clothes. He wanted to experience real life without titles. That was when he entered Lena's flower shop. The smell of fresh flowers and her natural smile immediately caught his attention. Their conversations began politely but slowly became personal. Lena teased him and Adrian admired her honesty. As days passed, affection grew. They enjoyed long walks and meaningful silence. When the truth about Adrian's identity was revealed, Lena felt shocked and hurt, but she listened. The palace rejected their love at first. The walls were cold and rules were louder than feelings. However, Adrian chose courage over comfort. He spoke from his heart and slowly hearts changed. In the end, love was accepted. Lena brought warmth to the palace, and Adrian found peace. After their marriage, Lena walked through the palace with curiosity. She noticed how quiet the palace was. It was full of rules but empty of laughter. Lena remembered the town and the flower shop. She missed the voices of people and simple conversations. Instead of changing herself, Lena chose to change the palace. She opened the gates to the people. Every week, citizens could come and speak freely. Lena listened more than she spoke. She learned about hunger, unfair taxes, and forgotten villages. These stories stayed in her heart. Many advisors disagreed with her ideas. They said kindness was weakness. Lena answered calmly, "Understanding people makes a kingdom strong." With Adrian beside her, she created new plans. Food was shared fairly and farmers received support. Slowly, roads were repaired and schools were built. Children began to dream again. People started calling Lena the Flower Queen. She brought life where there was none. Even during hard times, Lena did not hide. She stood with her people and shared their pain. Adrian learned from her strength. He understood that ruling was not about command, but care. Years passed and the kingdom became peaceful and respected. Other lands spoke of their wise queen. Lena never forgot who she was. A simple girl who believed in small acts of love. Her story taught the world that true power grows from kindness, courage, and listening to others. One warm morning, a messenger arrived with a decorated letter. Adrian read it aloud and said, "We are invited to a coronation in Egypt." Lena's eyes widened with curiosity. She asked, "Do you think we will meet new cultures?" Adrian smiled and replied, "That is exactly why we should go." The journey to the eastern lands took many days. They crossed deserts, rivers, and ancient roads. As they traveled, Lena watched the land carefully. She believed every place had something to teach. When they reached Egypt, the Nile welcomed them with calm waters and green banks. People believed the Nile was a gift of life. Without it, the land would be silent and dry. Lena saw walls covered with symbols and stories. They spoke of gods, kings, and balance. An Egyptian guide explained, "Our ruler must protect truth, justice, and harmony." Lena smiled softly. These words felt familiar to her heart. On the day of the coronation, the sun rose bright and golden. It was seen as a blessing. The future pharaoh walked slowly toward the temple. He wore white linen, clean and simple. Priests washed his hands with water from the Nile. This showed purity and new beginnings. Crowns were placed before the altar, one for Upper Egypt, one for Lower Egypt. The crown of the pharaohs of Egypt was a combination of the red crown of Lower Egypt and the white crown of Upper Egypt. When the crowns became one, the people cheered. Unity was complete. The pharaoh promised to listen to the people and protect the weak. His words were simple. After the ceremony, food was shared with everyone. No one was left behind. After the coronation, Lena asked the Egyptian ministers about the pyramids near the city. One elder smiled and said, "The pyramids are not just tombs, they are lessons made of stone." The next day, Lena visited the Great Pyramid at sunrise. The stones were silent, yet they seemed alive with stories of the past. A guide explained how sunlight entered the pyramid on special days. "This teaches respect for time and nature," he said. Lena realized that great civilizations listened carefully to the world around them. As they returned home, Lena felt changed, yet still true to herself. She asked her advisors to study ancient civilizations. "Power without wisdom will fall," Lena reminded them. New schools began teaching history, empathy, and the art of listening. The kingdom grew not taller but deeper. Lena often returned to her garden and quietly planted flowers. She believed that true growth begins underground, unseen. Years later, she wrote a message for future rulers. "Bring life like the Nile, bloom like the flowers, and stand like the pyramids," it said.